Hey, this is Brad Peebler with The Foundry coming at you once again from NAB 2016. Now I'm here at the GoPro booth having a nice chat with Jim Godoldik, Head of Professional Marketing for GoPro. Jim?
Hey, how's it going?
It goes well. You?
Good.
So you've been in the Foundry community for a long time as a visual effects artist for many years. Been doing a lot of 360 work as well, and now here you are at GoPro. Tell us a little bit about what excites you about the happenings at GoPro these days as a VFX artist.
Yeah, well, I've been friends with the guys and girls at GoPro pre-joining that. I was actually a beta tester for some of the stereo tools back in the day, and I've just been a user in general. I've been skateboarding and snowboarding for well over 20 years, so looking at getting cameras in unique perspectives, like under your skateboard or just for films and for visual effects. They were great tools for everything from witness cameras through to getting unique perspectives. And then coming from kind of the production, post-production visual effects world, you started seeing GoPros come up on set more and more and more. And there was always this need of, how do we work with this? What can GoPros really enable VFX soups and TDs and artists and directors out there, storytellers in general? So my friends at GoPro came knocking and said, hey, we need someone that can kind of talk to the pro world back and forth, and also help drive new technologies like virtual reality, and work with our teams internally to help push this forward for storytellers and filmmakers.
So we have this little rig sort of quietly sitting behind us. Apparently this is obviously some of the big news here at NAB 2016. Give us a rundown of what we're looking at.
Sure. So this is Omni. This is our 6-camera sync spherical array. So the big thing here is that this has Genlock, which we all know in the post-VFX world, Genlock is good. So a lot of the pain points of today with GoPro rigs that are out there is that they're using plastic holders that are non-synced. One of those big pain points of that is making sure that when we looked at an end-to-end solution for hardware, was the first thing we wanted to tackle was Genlock. So pixel accurate, 1 master camera, 5 slave cameras. So when I hit the shutter button on this, all in unison, it acts as one system. Any setting that I change here ripples through to all of that. Also with Omni, being able to run external power and not just off of the Hero 4 internal batteries, we just have like a V-mount system that I'm sure every studio or rental shop has tons of V-mounts out there. So being able to run longer takes and just have longer run times for your immersive capture station. So the cool thing about it too is it's a shoot-ready kit. Anything that you would need, we had basically a Peli built out, and we said people are going to need to deal with power, with media, with the cameras, all of that. So it's an all-inclusive kit ready to go and shoot as soon as you open up that Pelican case. It even has stitching software, which is Color AVP, our stitching solution.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a real focus on the pro market from GoPro in this rig.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about it is that, professionals are the ones that have jumped on a lot of new technologies first, especially for virtual reality and 360 video. But the cost of this kit compared to if you were to build a kit your own that was non-synced, you would be more expensive than what this kit is today. But even if you didn't want to buy the kit, you can get the kit. If you have 6 Hero 4 Blacks and you have your own stitching solution already, which some people do, we'll let you buy the rig by itself and you plug and play. You just download the firmware that needs to talk to basically the brain that's working in here, and you're good to go.
So one thing that's very important with 360 video, of course, is also getting spatial audio. So if you wanted, what would you recommend for someone who is interested in that workflow?
Be looking at Amazonic and tetrahedral microphones. The cool thing is that we launched our developers program last week, and one of those developer partners is Sennheiser. So Sennheiser launched a new Amazonic VR microphone that they're actually showing at the GoPro booth. You can check it out with the Gear VR, and they have a mix down from it. There's a lot of plugins that we use today with Premiere Pro that allow you to use a VST plugin to work with Amazonic audio. There's a multi-stream audio. So the end-to-end solutions are starting to come on board from everybody from the Foundry, for us, and it takes us working together to get these solutions for all the artists and storytellers out there. So it's really working with partners is a key thing too for GoPros. We've got capture and stitching and distribution platforms, but knowing that professionals also at times need to finesse things. They need to still do paint and roto. They need to do optical compensation tools out there. So knowing a lot of Nuke artists and knowing Nuke Nuke very well is Nuke has been a staple workflow for a lot of people that have jumped on virtual reality, and also with the new virtual reality tools coming in the next version of Nuke is a really big benefit not to GoPro as well. So it's really cool to see a lot of the companies working on all these different solutions and trying to tackle problems for the end user.
Have you had a chance to see the new Cara VR toolset for Nuke?
Oh yes, we got to beta test it.
You like?
I like very much. It's really cool. I see a little reminiscent of Ocula pieces that I really liked and was familiar with, but really seeing that it's optimized, it's fast, being able to see multiple camera selections and looking at kind of templates, if you will, because of the different orientations that each manufacturer may have for their 360 rigs. It's really cool to see the Foundry working with us and with other camera manufacturers to optimize the pipeline. Because we all know pipeline optimization is key. As fast as you can get your stuff through the data and out, delivery on time and on budget is always the thing we try for, so that's an awesome thing.
So in your time at GoPro, obviously, I'm sure you're seeing a lot of interesting use cases. Any really wacky 360 cases you've seen so far that just jump out at you?
I mean, I've seen everything from people doing human flight with some of our athletes, like Jeb Corliss. A lot of people with underwater interests of taking virtual reality underwater. Anybody who's shot underwater with even a single camera knows that can be complex with refraction and light. But interesting, everything from human flight, a lot of the core action sports stuff that GoPro is known for. A lot of people have been doing that, but I think really looking at stereoscopic with things like the Odyssey rig as well, with that we partnered with Google on. You name it. I think that I can't say there's just one piece that I'd say my favorite. I really like what Chris Milk is doing, Felix and Paul, Riot. There's a lot of talented artists that are out there doing it, but because the technology is so new, I don't think we've fully seen. So I think the education needs to happen for us to start seeing those fully amazing things that really say, I want to watch this multiple times, just like we do with Star Wars.
Right. All right, well, I really appreciate you taking the time today. Your booth has been swamped. I know you're a busy man, so appreciate it. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.